Hello there, Ray here. I'm joined by Techman88.
Hello.
And today, guys, we're going to show you a super simple way to get tons of ancient debris within a matter of minutes. You can come around and expose tons of ancient debris. Look how ancient debris we got around here. We must have at least 20 different pieces just in this small area, all easily able to be mined up by the player. And the machine actually doing this is extremely small. Here it is right here. It's just some slimestone, a couple of TNT dupers, and a quick clock. So after just a couple minutes of setting this TNT duper up and turning it on, from out here you can see quite a big area that we already cleared out and all the ancient debris which is showing up. And at any point you want to, you can come up and turn off the TNT dupers and then go in there and clear out the lava and remove your ancient debris. And then you can turn it back on to even clear out an even larger area to expose more ancient debris. So we just scooped up the little bit of lava that was around the edges here, and you can really see all the ancient debris that is exposed. We went ahead and also counted it up. There's 25 pieces just running this farm for about 5 minutes or so, which makes this method of collecting ancient debris probably one of the best methods if you want to easily get a whole bunch of it, was doing very, very little effort.
Okay, so the reasoning behind this machine is I actually built it to build big holes in the overworld, like for a slime farm or something like that. But it turned out it might be useful for this netherite or ancient debris stuff as well. So the basic way it works is that it has a very fast clock here. It's a 3-game tick on, 3-game tick off with this piston that oscillates back and forth. I'm not going to turn it on because that would break things. Oh yeah, so there's a piece of wood back here that creates an update on this leaf. You can see, that would be on Ray's screen. You can see a distance tag. That'll change when that log gets next to it. So that gives the one game tick delay, which is kind of the secret to making this fast enough.
It goes through leaf, 1 game tick, through this observer, which is 2 game ticks, and then it goes up here, which is 2 game ticks. So it'll be 2 game ticks and then 3 game ticks. So when it comes to building this up, you really want to choose a good location that's kind of a good distance away from any lava lakes. I would say at least about 20 blocks, 20, 30 blocks, at least away from any large lava source. And not only the large lava lakes you try to avoid, also if you look underground, we want to kind of avoid any large pieces of lava. So like these underground water pools or lava kind of pools that you set here, that you can see here. You want to avoid being close to those. Pretty much any large amounts of lava, because they're going to eventually spew into the area which you're trying to collect the ancient debris. So notice our device is right here and it's kind of centered. Notice if we look around, there's about 30 blocks or so to any large lava lake. This gives you a large area to clear out with a single machine. So the farther you are, the better. When you're survival, you won't be able to have that same luxury of kind of looking into the ground, but you can see these larger lava lakes and just kind of avoid them. It's also nice to find an area where you don't have to do too much clearing. We just kind of found an area that has a hangover, so we can build a farm here.
Okay, so the height of this farm is kind of important. So this is at Y level 50. You might have better luck lowering it down. So the lower you put it, the farther the bigger the hole it's going to make. But the more risk you have of a TNT, like a rogue TNT, shooting back up and hitting the machine.
So before you start the machine up, you want to build yourself a nice little hole for the TNT to fall down in. And this is the area which you want to clear out. You can kind of see how it lines. We want to do 1 block further out from the slime blocks on either side. Same on this side. And we also want to do everything underneath of the cobble walls as well.
And another thing, you don't have to dig it all the way down. You have to dig probably like 10 blocks to be safe. Then you can just run the duper 1 time or so. So I can try that in a second.
And this is a 4x7 hole.
Okay, I'm going to place another lever just to activate it this 1 time. That just turned it on. Now it's going to go. This should be safe.
Nice.
So then you can just run it a few times slowly like this. And this is a good place to point out that when you push it and when you pull it, the TNT dupes.
So now we have some lava down there. We probably want to go down there and clear out the lava. And the reason we do that is because the lava will prevent the TNT from destroying the blocks. So you really don't want any lava near the center here, especially when you're starting out. If you want to build up the exact little duper we have here, obviously we got a sticky piston, which is pointing to the slime block. We have a log block down here with the redstone block above it. Then over on the side, we have a leaf block. We have an immovable block, furnace right here, and a repeater, which is on 1 tick. We have observer reading this leaf block, and we have some redstone, and we have this little L shape of blocks of redstone dust on top of it. And you can pretty much see everything that is really part of it right here. So it's quite simple. The dupers themselves, we'll show you guys how to build that up. You need some slime, you need TNT, coral fan, cobble wall. We also need to have our detector rail and a minecart. So we'll just build it up right over here. So this is the initial slime block.
So it would come out 2 blocks like that, then down in this L shape here, and then coral. And
coral there.
Yeah.
TNT there. And then the activator rail up here, and the minecart on top of that. And then we
cobble
need
wall in front.
Yeah, we need the cobble wall to prevent the minecart from sliding out the front. And that is pretty much all there is to it. Now when you power this, these 2 segments will go together, and then every time you unpower it as well as power it, it's going to duplicate TNT. And the other segment is just a mirror image of it. So we have one on the right hand side and one on the left hand side. We got some cobble walls in front as well as behind to prevent the TNT from going off too far that way or too far that way. So lava has been depleted. We'll continue making our hole.
Yeah, so at this point you can just basically turn it on. You might want to be careful. You got to turn the switch off first. You might just want to be careful, like turn it on for short bursts like this. But yeah, you can see 1 TNT came pretty far up, so probably be cautious if you don't want to end up rebuilding this if you're kind of new to building these machines.
So we can come in here and remove any lava that's causing us trouble. You can just place a block down, or you can use an empty bucket to scoop it up.
Fly along with the elytra and scoop as you go.
And we already got 1 ancient debris exposed here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. So you want to place down this obsidian platform right here for the TNT to land on. You saw that earlier. You want to place this block so that you're looking up at this TNT. So these obsidian blocks kind of match up with there. And yeah, all that TNT is just going to land right there. And I'll show that again. And this platform is at Y level 22. So this platform is at about Y level 22. And you may be able to play with that to see what works best for you. But from my experience, that's about the right height.
As you can see after TechMan turns it on, how easily it is able to increase the size of this hole. In a matter of seconds, it turns a very small hole into a very large hole. And all while exposing ancient debris, I can already see at least 8 pieces on my screen. So it's probably been like a minute or so, and yeah, the hole is getting quite large already. And just like we said, at any point you can come up here and turn this switch off, and then you can remove lava. So lava will kind of protect some of the edges, but so far most of this lava is actually not causing any problems. It's kind of in the center. If it happened to be like really spewing over the edges, it could be protecting the nether rack. Another thing you might want to do is remove any ancient debris that's kind of in the way of the TNT being projected outwards. So if there was like ancient debris here, TNT would land here and they try to fly this direction to hit this and end up getting shot like that direction. So if you see that occurring, you can always stop it and remove those. Other than that, you can see how many ancient debris we already got exposed. Definitely enough to upgrade all your armor as well as all your tools.
Okay, so one thing you can also do if you feel like you've maxed out this position of the machine, or the platform, so you can just move it up a couple blocks like this. And as you do this, you're really taking a risk that the machine is going to hit itself with a piece of TNT. So I'll give this a shot. I think most of the time you're safe down to about 20 blocks from the duper itself. But eventually, yes, it will probably blow itself up.
This allows you to expand the hole much higher.
So one other thing you can do to kind of fiddle with the timings is add a repeater here. This is going to change it. Like it used to be 3 game ticks between the TNT drops. Now it varies between 2 game ticks and 1 game tick. So you get more slight chance that you'll get a big propulsion. This is kind of like, it's all very random.
So ancient debris is thickest between Y level 8, which is about 3 blocks above the bedrock, and Y level 22, which is around the same Y level as our starting platform here. And by the TNT kind of flying outwards, it will kind of fall down a little bit, but this is the main area where you're going to try to expose the netherrack. So right around here and lower. Currently with our TNT up here, it's flying a little bit higher, but notice how when it arcs, it is falling downwards. So over time, it will eventually make a hole that is lower to this kind of Y level. You can see how it just exposed these two ancient debris over here. So you can definitely be very efficient by using this method because you can really aim for these lower levels. So it's been a little bit later. You can see quite a large area has been cleared out just with the TNT. So you can AFK this as long as you want, and it's just going to keep exposing more and more ancient debris. And you're really just limited to how much time you want to spend cleaning up any lava sources, which could cover up. But most of it really don't cause any problems. You could come in and remove it later on. But this is a massive hole. I mean, look how big this thing is. This thing is huge, and if we get much bigger, we're going to get closer to this lava lake. So definitely a good location. I guess this lava lake is a little bit coming into it, but yeah, if you choose a good location, you can just make one machine do a very, very large area. Now at some point, you're just going to run out of room. Either you're going to run into lava lakes, which are going to kind of spew in and ruin it, or you're just kind of limited by the distance of TNT. This is definitely a great way to get at least probably 25 to maybe even 100 pieces of ancient debris with one little step like this. If you guys are looking for like a more long-term solution, getting ancient debris, especially on servers where you want to get those amazing blocks of netherite, I would recommend building up that AFK ancient debris farm that I showed in the past video, which is a method that kind of for long-term solutions. It won't produce as much TNT, but you can kind of run it without having problems with a lot of lava. So if you guys haven't seen that video already, make sure to check it out. A big thanks to Techman88 for showing me this method, allowing me to show you guys it. He does have his own YouTube channel, which you guys can find linked below. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to him. He does a lot of technical stuff. You do tree farms. What else you do? Slimestone.
A lot of different stuff.
All sorts of variety stuff, but it's all mostly to do with technical vanilla survival Minecraft.
Yeah, and thanks for having me on. This is I'm just happy if people can use my little things I make.
So make sure you guys share this video with other people, especially other Minecrafters, so they can use it in their very own worlds. And leave the video a like, as well as tell us what you guys think about this method. Is this something you guys would use in your very own survival world? Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.